Hello, Main Street Bar and Grill. Thanks for coming out to a comedy show tonight. Woo! And just really quick, I want to remind everybody that if you like any of the comedians a lot, you may feel free to tip them through their Venmo. And then for Bellingham Entertainment, the company hosting this comedy show tonight, they have a wonderful tip jar right up here. Who's excited to be out tonight, right? Yeah? Woo! Isn't it great to be out after being grounded for a year? Right? Yeah. I feel like our government started treating us like our state is just filled with the people who sniff the fruit too aggressively at the grocery store. You know what I'm talking about? They're not just like, oh, that's a nice peach, I'll take that one home. They're in the grocery store. That is a good peach. But with a lot of time by myself, I've been thinking about a lot of weird stuff. I don't know if anyone else has been thinking about this a lot, but I've been thinking like a ton about the Disney princesses. Anybody else? No, I'm just weird. Oh, one person in the back's like, yeah. But I've decided that they all need therapy. Because let's just talk about Ariel, the Little Mermaid, and what she's singing about, right? Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? But I want more. Ariel is like a super big time hoarder. Who needs that many decaying oil paintings because they cannot keep well under the sea? And what she's singing about next, right? I have gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I got 20. Okay, there are a lot of schools under the sea, and not just for the fish. I know that she knows what a fork, knife, and spoon are called. And then what she's always talking about, right? I want to be where the people are. And I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh yeah, feet. Why does she want feet so bad if she doesn't even know what they're called? I also feel like Ursula was doing her a favor by taking away her voice. Because first of all, 16 years of fish breath, not a great opener when you're trying to flirt. And also, can you imagine her out at dinner with Eric and the waiter comes over? Do you need any silverware, ma'am? And she says, oh my gosh, do you have gadgets? What about gizmos? Do you have, I really need a whoozamawatchit. And Eric says she needs a fork, a knife, and a spoon. And then she's shoving all the silverware in her bag at the end of the day. And he's like, oh my God, Ariel, do we not have enough silverware at the house? And she says, Eric, I want more. All right. Back to your host's weird thoughts about Disney. So let's talk about Belle, Beauty and the Beast. She's in love with Bigfoot, right? And I get that Gaston is a terrible guy. Like, he is a terrible human man. But at least he's a human. She's just in the castle. Okay, I get that he's Bigfoot. But he's really well read, and I think that's very down to earth. And her dad's just there thinking, thank God I never got her a pet. All right, our next comedian coming up to the stage is...
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. I am so sorry to interrupt your little hoo-ha here. I'm trying to find my 12-step program. It was supposed to be on the block, and I have got to check in with people. I've got to express myself. Could I just be on stage for just a few, like 5 minutes? You give me 5 minutes so I can get this off my chest.
A little unorthodox, but you seem very much in need.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We're coming back. It's time for Snow White. Yeah, it is. Because she's super prejudiced against little people. Because she just busted into the dwarves' house and started naming them based on their reactions. Right? She busts in the door and one guy goes, hey, what are you doing in my house? And she says, oh, grumpy. Right? One guy was taking a nap and he startles awake. She says, oh, Sleepy. He says, I take a nap one time. One guy was changing and he's all nervous because some random lady just busted through his front door without warning. She's like, oh, bashful. One of them is an actual doctor, but she calls him Doc just to patronize him. She would be in so much trouble if she went on Little People, Big World, right? As soon as someone got upset with her behavior and she went, oh, sensitive. Snow White calls our next comedian Shorty. Let's give it up for Brady Sequels, everybody. Woo!
Thanks.
All right, I have a really quick one about Cinderella. She has very small feet. She's like a size 6 foot. Can you imagine if someone had brought their middle school class to the shoe try-on day? Right? And the prince is just there. Okay, so you are 12, but the shoe fits. I know. All right, I have a really quick one about Cinderella. She has very small feet. She's like a size 6 foot. Can you imagine if someone had brought their middle school class to the shoe try-on day? Right? And the prince is just there. Okay, so you are 12, but the shoe fits. I know. Anybody sick of seeing guys up here? Yeah? Yeah? Well, we're going to take a 10-minute intermission, and then we got some very funny ladies coming to you after that intermission, so I hope to see you all there, and thank you for coming to the show. I feel I must address the amount of princes who have kissed women who are dead. Yeah, because Prince Charming just rolls up to Snow White's coffin, and the dwarves are like, dude, she's been dead a week. Like, she is full rigor mortis dead. And he says, okay, yeah, but I feel like if I kissed her, I could bring her back. And they're like, I don't think she'll care because once again, she's dead. And then he kisses her and she wakes up. But for the rest of her life, she has to wonder, how far would he have gone to wake me up? We have a wonderful lady comedian up next. She assured me that she's never kissed a dead body, but she was a little too insistent about it, so I don't know. We have Rachel Lorendo coming up. Give it up for Rachel. All right, we have our headliner coming up next. And before that, just bear with me one more Disney thought. There is only one Disney movie that really makes sense to me, and it's The Princess and the Frog with Tiana. And it's because she's just trying to get her restaurant. She's working hard. Everybody's getting in her way, but she is trying. And then all of a sudden, one day a frog comes up and he says, hello, I am a person. I was trapped as a frog, and I need you to kiss me and turn me back. And she says, oh my God, who slipped me something? Because this frog is talking. And then he says, no, I am a prince. See, my little hat, it transformed with me, so I will need you to turn me back. And she says, no, I have shit to do. And he says, please, I will help you with your restaurant. And she says, fine. If you help me with my restaurant, I will turn you back. And then she turns into a frog, and the rest of the movie is her just looking at him. I swear to God, when we turn back to people, you're gonna give me my restaurant. And they go through this whole journey. They meet like a crocodile who was, I think, used to be a person, but forgot, who just wants to play the blues, which is a really heartwarming story. But then they finally turn back, right? And he says, I love you so much. Will you marry me? And she says, give me my restaurant, and then maybe I will date you. Our next comedian doesn't have time to kiss frogs because she's out here writing jokes for all of you. Give it up for Mary Lou Gamba, everybody. Woo!